Well, guys, I just wanted to bring you down here to the storage building. Since we're doing the skeleton head, the skull, I wanted to give you a couple of examples over the years that I have used the skeleton in art pieces that I've done. Now, this piece I had done right after 9/11, and it's got the Twin Towers falling, crumbling in the background back here. It's got the smoke rolling up. It's got the Grim Reaper, which that's the part I wanted to show you guys here. Look how I've carved the skeleton for the Grim Reaper and the skull. And I have the angel coming through the clouds of smoke. And this is the smoke coming up off the Twin Towers that have crumbled. These are all pieces of the towers, and they're all in the shapes of various countries of the world to kind of signify the crumble of world trade at the time. And so it's one of my pieces where I like to do good versus evil type things. And there's quite a story on how this all really came about. I won't get into it real deep, but I'll give you a little example. Is I was driving to a carving seminar, I believe it was in Omaha, Nebraska, years ago. And it was right after 9/11, and they were talking about somebody sending anthrax powder through the mail, and how they were afraid that it might get into the cattle feedlots or something. They didn't know what kind of death and stuff that this anthrax would cause. Well, that's where this whole thing in my mind while I was driving going, God, the Grim Reaper is really working hard. And so I got the Grim Reaper, the angel coming through, fighting with him here. I've had it at many competitions over the years. It has won best of show at most of the competitions that it was ever at. But anyway, we'll get a real good close look at it. And the idea here, you guys, is I want you to see how I was studying the bone structure of the skeleton to use it in my artwork. The Twin Tower crumbling in the back here. It's part of the building with the windows and stuff. And as it's crumbling down, see, I have the people's spirits going up into the smoke. And I have 911 in the smoke. This was actually my entry for the year after 9/11. And I worked on this piece off and on all winter, one winter. The wood is basswood. It's a beautiful carving piece of basswood. And I did laminate the boards together. There's about 6 4x10s, I believe I used here. And I laminated it up, and then I chainsawed the worst of it out of here before I ever started. I do have somewhere pictures of the process that I used on this piece. But anyway, I just thought maybe you guys would like to see where I've used a practical application of the skeleton See here the view with the hand, skeleton hand. And I spent a lot of time studying the skeleton while I was doing this piece, you guys. The toes, the feet, the hip bones, the whole 9 yards.